Всем привет, с вами Swordflame. Мы проходим Кэти Рейн, у нас третий день. Так, нам наша соседка в прошлый раз дала страницу из книги по ботанике. Давайте ее посмотрим.
Eileen gave me this. Might contain useful information if I come across a specimen. It's a photocopy of a book page with information about the red scythe flower. Here's an interesting segment. Another interesting trait of the red scythe is the smell, which is familiar to that of a pepper. The pollen of the plant has also been known to cause hallucinations in concentrated amounts. Native American tribes harvested and smoked the plant for that reason, but the flower never caught on as a modern recreational drug due to the difficulty of growing it.
Значит, это наркотический цветок. Это уже о чем-то намекает. Возможно, этот наркотик кто-то использовал из современных уже людей, а не только индейцы.
Hey, E, got a sec?
Sure thing, Kathy. What's up?
Ничего
I should get back
нового.
to the investigation.
Okie dokie.
Ну хорошо, кидоки. Уходим?
All right, I'm off. Peace out, E.
Okie dokie. Good luck and see you later.
Если прошлый день весь был в нашей общаге, то этот день явно будет проезду туда-сюда, как и в первый же день. У нас добавилось аж 3 новых места: клиника, церковь и заповедник. Давайте начнем с заповедника.
Well, this is it. This is where the picture was taken. I'm not sure what I expected to find here. I need to clear my head. What the?
We've met before, haven't we?
Опа, это же тот мужик из сна. Может, это и есть вот этот Чарльз Уэйт? Хотя навряд ли. Но, блин, очень странно. Так, варианты ответа. Давайте последнее выберем. Типа мистер Чистюля, типа мистер Пропер, что ли? Тоже лысый.
I don't think so, Mr. Clean. Unless seeing your face on a bottle of detergent counts.
Always the joker, aren't you, Kathy?
Who are you? How do you know my name?
You told me, remember?
I feel strange. Am I dreaming?
It's the mending. I will try to facilitate.
You're not real. I'm lying asleep in my bed right now.
Focus, Kathy. Listen to the drowned girl.
You mean Lily? What about her?
She's the anomaly, the missing refrain, the convergence point of things past, and events yet to happen.
Dial down the metaphors a notch, would you, Mr. Kafka? I get enough of that shit in English class.
I knew you wouldn't disappoint. I'm glad, given how much trouble I went through to be here. You see, my name was taken from me, so I claimed a color in its stead. The next time we meet, you'll know the exact hue of red. You're on the right path, Kathy. Follow your grandfather, and everything will work out in the end.
Wait, what? How did I get here? Am I going crazy? Am I turning into Mom?
Лол. Да, это действительно интересно, как мы здесь оказались. Тот лысый мужик, у него был красный костюм, красный человек. О том, о ком говорил сын Даун Сью, и которого рисовал. Это очень интересно. Едем еще раз в заповедник, так как нас, так сказать, отправили из
Hello?
него.
Creepy bald guy.
Guess no one's home. That wasn't here before. What's this?
Порванный рисунок.
Why did someone leave this at the nature reserve?
Редман. Красный человек.
A bald man dressed in red. Oh, creepy.
Да, только на рисунке он выглядит дружелюбным.
Looks like a specimen of the red scythe. It's endangered. I'm not gonna take it without a really good reason. Yep, it's definitely the right flower. Looks like it's endangered. I'm not gonna take it without a really good...
Тот самый красный цветок. Который вызывает галлюцинации. Наркотический. Что тут можно сказать? Что, теперь отправляемся к Сью. Как мы помним, именно же ее сын, как я уже говорил, рисовал красного человека. И мы нашли рисунок. Сверху чайка. Забавно.
Oh, it's you again. Come on in.
No Nathan today?
Nah, haven't seen Nate all day. Probably out in the woods.
Лилия, я. А здесь другая часть рисунка, который мы находили, красный человек.
Lily. She seems very happy. Is this how Nathan still sees himself? As a little boy? Looks like
Вот он,
Nathan knows
весь
the strange
рисунок.
red man. I need to talk to him about this. I had a few more questions, Sue.
Shoot.
I don't need to ask her about that. Do you know who the Red Man is?
Oh, that's just Nate's imaginary friend. The Red Man has been around ever since my boy was little.
I see. So there's no actual person in town he could be referring to?
No way! According to Nathan, the Red Man hasn't changed in 30 years.
Sounds like he has quite an active imagination then.
Oh, you have no idea. He has unique names for each of the kitchen utensils. Nuff said.
Do you know anything about this flower?
Sure. Smoked it a few times back in the day, before it was endangered and all.
Yeah? What was it like?
Similar to pot, but stronger and more unpredictable. Never touched this stuff after I got pregnant with Lily.
All right. Sue, what do you see in this picture?
My God, that looks like one of Lily's paintings.
Wow, really? Can you describe it?
It was a nighttime scene, just like the photo, but the lights were floating above the lake. There was a pale hand reaching up from beneath the surface trying to touch them. The forest in the background was on fire, making the sky purple and red. There were probably other details too, but that's what I can remember.
Sounds captivating. Wish I could have seen it. I think I'm gonna head off now.
Sure thing, little cat. Come back anytime.
Somebody around here is a chain smoker. Oh, gee. Conwell Lake, where
Ну. Чувак в побойке руется. Ха-ха. Лол. Клиника такая, а то вход такой какой-то, блин, бомжовский, я не знаю.
Yep, it's full of trash. Figure that. Yeah, I'm good, thanks. It's that homeless guy who helped me distract Lenny.
А, да ладно, это тот, который, ну да, вроде он сидел в этой, в тюрешке.
We meet again, Mr. Homeless Guy.
Homeless? That's the worst thing I ever heard of, and totally untrue.
So, what's up with the trash can? Digging for treasure?
Well, I'm just going through a rough patch. By the way, you owe me $10.
Nah, you agreed to 7.
You're busting my balls here.
Better get those balls checked out in this clinic then.
So cold. Like a stake through the heart.
What do they call you anyway?
Goober. Everyone calls me Goober.
All right, I'm Kathy.
Pleasure to meet you.
So, what's your story anyway?
My story?
Yeah, don't all bums have a story?
For your information, this is all just a dry streak in my showbiz career.
Is that so? I don't recognize you at all.
I used to have more hair.
That I actually believe.
Come on, man. Frankie Gold is my stage name. Surely you must have heard of me.
Not really, no.
Oh, come on. I have starred in dozens of Hollywood movies. The Silence of the Lambert, Jacob's Bladder, The Usual Surprises, Natural Bald Killers.
Not ringing any bells.
Kids these days, no appreciation for quality cinema. Breaks my heart.
So, tell me about this acting career of yours.
What about it?
Tell me about The Silence of Lambert.
Lawrence Lambert, a real estate agent, suddenly turns mute overnight. For weeks, he tries to communicate with customers using a self-invented sign language, only to realize that true love needs no communication at all. He marries his housekeeper, who only knows 2 words in English, yes and clean. In the end, Lawrence dies of a heart attack in the arms of his lovely wife, Consuelo Lambert Vasquez. Based on a true story.
I'm not sure I want to know what Jacob's Bladder is about, but I'm gonna ask anyway.
Jacob's bladder. The tragic story of Jacob Cobb, a schizophrenic man who forms an imaginary romantic relationship with his bladder. During long and joyful monologues on the can, he starts referring to his nether regions by the name of Jenny. Sadly, before Jacob has a chance to elope with his sweetheart, he gets committed to an asylum due to increasingly erratic behavior. After a big fight with his paramour, Jacob refuses to pee for a week, and he dies from a ruptured bladder.
Ха-ха-ха. Вот этот сюжет, ты понимаешь. Сюжет для настоящего трэш-фильма и название такое. Мочевой пузырь Джейкоба.
Give me the rundown on the usual surprises.
A lighthearted comedy taking place during the surprise birthday party of 34-year-old Sid McBacon. The story is told from 8 different perspectives to keep the audience guessing who the protagonist actually is. The movie ends with the biggest surprise of them all. Sid suddenly dies of an epileptic seizure. I guess it's more of a dark comedy.
Give me the rundown on the usual surprises.
A lighthearted comedy taking place during the surprise birthday party of 34-year-old Sid McBacon. The story is told from 8 different perspectives. The movie ends.
Это я уже выбирал. Так. А прирожденная лысая убийца.
Natural bald killers?
It's a dystopian vision of the future where people are valued by the quality of their hair. The protagonist, Eddie Zephyr, turns bald in high school. One day, he has simply had enough of all the teasing and the bullying, and he completely snaps and heads out on a scalping spree in search of the perfect head of hair. Eddie makes his way to Mexico for an illegal hair transplant. However, he has an adverse reaction to the anesthesia and he dies on the operating table.
Oh, never mind.
Not the cultured type. I understand.
I need to ask you a few questions.
Sounds serious. Ask away.
I don't need to ask him about that. What's your opinion on the Church of the Holy Trinity?
I'd say they're good people. Isaac the priest is, anyway. His dad, Father Bill, on the other hand, though, he and the people he had around him were into some weird shit.
What kind of weird shit?
I don't know, they were like a cult or something, with Billy Praise himself at the top. Really shifty bunch of folks. Isaac turned it all around when his dad kicked the bucket, made it a proper church.
Interesting. Do you know anyone else who was involved in the old church?
Not really. I tried to stay as far away from those people as possible. Ask Isaac about it. He's a friendly guy.
All right. I might do that. What do you know about Lily Meyer's art?
Nothing but hearsay. People say it was pretty deranged.
Do you know who Lily Myers was?
Yep, my dad was the one who found her floating in the lake.
Really? What can you tell me about her?
Ah, geez, not a lot. I mean, teenage girls, man, they're like their own species. Impossible to figure out. Not to mention how that entire family ain't, like, people-friendly.
Now that's an understatement. Nearly started brawling with Sue the first time I met her.
She could sure deal out a mean whooping, that lady.
Do you recognize the nickname Cocky?
Why, I used to call myself that back in Nam. Oh, how I miss that marvelous youthful ego of mine.
Ah, why do I even bother? Do you know who Charles Wade is?
Sure, he's been holed up in this clinic for the last couple of weeks.
You saw Charles Wade go in there?
Well, yeah, I just told you, man.
How did he look?
Okay, I guess. Still walking, at least.
Do you know what happened to Joseph Rain in '81?
I most certainly do.
What? Tell me.
Are you sure you want to know? Not everyone can handle the truth.
Oh, just spit it out.
Okay, here we go. Ready? Abducted by aliens.
I should have known better.
Oh, I saw it, man. A big, huge light. I was a bit drunk at the time, but I had my reasons. My wife had just left me, taking the dog, not to mention I was being conscripted for the war. But I'm telling you, those goddamn aliens took him and they experimented on him. And that's why he was so messed up when they put him back.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to stop you there.
Open your mind, man.
А, лол.
Okay, that's enough serious questions for now.
Alrighty.
Инопланетяне
Okay,
похитили.
I'm off.
Ха-ха.
Bye.
Бай-бай, чувак, бай-бай. Значит, тебя зовут Губер. Отлично. Конуэлл Спрингс, комьюнити клиник. Да, райончик бомжатский, как я уже сказал. Вообще. Но внутри выглядит вполне неплохо.
Smoking allowed. Guess this place is a bit behind on healthcare regulations. Was expecting plastic, but this looks like a real plant. A calendar from 1991. Guess they really liked that year.
Ну да, с учетом того, что сейчас 95-й на момент этой игры. Точнее, в игровом мире 95-й год.
No thanks. Women's magazines make my brain melt. Uncomfortable, hard plastic chairs. It's like they're intentionally trying to keep people out.
Ха-ха, может быть и так, может быть и так,
Rows
Кэти.
and columns of files. Probably easier to use the computer if I need to do some digging. A computer. They likely keep records of their patients on it. Pretty sure she would object to that. I can't read it from here. She looks bored out of her mind. Pretty understandable, to be honest. Excuse me, nurse? Hey, nurse! Yeah? Somebody around here hates their job.
No shit. What do you want?
I'm here to see Charles Wade.
Never heard of him. Anything else?
Bullshit. I know he's here. Listen, it's okay. I'm a friend of the family.
No, you're not, and I said he's not here. Don't make me call security.
What a bitch. I need to get rid of her somehow.
А лучший способ для избавления — это наш бродяга Губер. Имечко, конечно, такое просто лол. Ну давай, Губер, третий раз сделай то, что у тебя сейчас лучше получается. Отвлеки-ка ее.
Hey, doofus.
Oh, hi.
So, how good an actor are you?
The best. The very best.
You know, that nurse in there, she said she loved you in all those movies, and that she always wished you'd give her a live performance.
I knew it. She always gave me these strange looks. I thought it was contempt, but her face must just be cramping up from shyness.
Yeah, that's definitely it. She'd love to see you act, I'm sure.
I'm gonna have to oblige. Which movie do you think she'd like the best?
Можно выбрать, давайте. Пищевой пузырь.
Definitely Jacob's bladder.
I'm feeling the pressure.
Морщило лицо. Да, да, от смущения, конечно. Все же женщины именно так и делают, когда смущаются, морщат лицо.
Jenny, everything is forgiven. You and me were like peas and carrots. I'm just so full of your love that I think I'm about to burst. Jenny, where did you go? Oh, I don't feel so good. Thank you. You've been a great audience.
That wasn't really an Electrifying performance. I'll have to intervene somehow.
Угу. Вмешаться каким-то образом. Окей.
Hey, doofus.
Oh, hi.
Hey,
Sure.
definitely.
I'm feeling.
Как я понимаю, без разницы, какой фильм выбирать. Абсолютно. Так, нам надо вмешаться. Ладно.
Oh, Jenny, everything is forgiven. You and me were like peas and carrots. I'm just so full of
Good idea, but
your
it wouldn't match his
love that I think I'm
symptoms.
about to burst. Jenny, where did you go? Oh, I don't feel so good. Thank you, thank you.
I wish,
You've been a
but
great
she just calls it-
audience.
Надо ударить его шокером. Возможно, все-таки тогда имеет смысл выбрать какой-то определенный фильм. Давайте попробуем выбрать другой фильм, окей.
Hey, doof.
Этот, кстати, райончик подошел бы для игры Бивис и Батхед вполне. Такая клиника.
Hey.
Sure.
Probably.
Oh, I'm gonna be. Consuelo, how I wish I could speak. I have so many things left to say.
Good idea, but it wouldn't
My
match his
chest, no.
symptoms.
It can't be. Hold me.
Rows and columns of files.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. You've been a great audience.
Тоже не тот фильм. Может, тогда надо... Давайте попробуем еще два фильма. Если не сработает, то тогда надо вперед, может, можно пройти будет.
No.
Я не могу никуда идти, мне нужно все-таки получить доступ к компьютеру, так как вероятно, потому что я не знаю, куда идти. Понятно. Ладно, Губер, давай же. Сделай уже что-нибудь полезное.
Hey,
Sure.
how about
Business.
Здесь написано 2017? Или 24/7? 24/7, скорее всего, это слэш. Типа 24 часа работает.
I can't believe you guys did all this for me. You know, what's that smell? Bacon? Oh, Bobby, my head.
nurse?
Ага.
He's seizing.
Oh shit!
Значит, не любой фильм все-таки можно выбирать, чтобы сработало отлично. Сестра уперла, я пропустил фразочку, но не критичную. Теперь у нас
Employee of
появился
the
доступ
month,
к компьютеру.
Carlita Mendez. What a joke. It's that obnoxious nurse.
Карлита Мендес. Карлита, это как Карла вроде бы, если полное имя Карлита. Это ж прямо это, медсестра из сериала «Клиника». Может, именно оттуда имя взято? Так. Логин мы, возможно, знаем. Возможно, это Карлита Мендес. Но вот... Пароль-то мы не знаем. Но у нас есть волшебная дискеточка с прошлого дня. И вот здесь уже нормально. Дискет вставляется в компьютер. Хотя и там дискет вставлялась в компьютер. Было странно, что в сканер вставлялись аудиокассеты. Мы теперь про хакера. Так. К. Мендес, типа Карлита Мендес, понятно. Си Мендес. Пароль Оторгадор. Да, может, неправильно пароль типа ввел? Да ладно. И какой же, блин, у торгатор же пароль. Как неправильно-то? Как же так?
It's labeled.
Да, плохо, что это нигде не
I'll
записывается.
write down.
В блокноте. Нет. Ладно. Сейчас еще раз дискету ставим и смотрим еще раз пароль. Я вводил Т, а здесь Д. Оторгадор. Отлично. Кого мы ищем? Мы ищем Чарльза Уэйда. Также на английском надо вводить Чарльз Уэйд. Почему-то вместо W написалось русское F. Но это, вероятно, косяк русификатора. Чарльз Уэйд, дата рождения 14 августа 1924 года. А сейчас 95-й. То есть ему сейчас 70 или 71 год. В зависимости от его... А сейчас сентябрь. Значит, ему все-таки 71 год. Так, сейчас 95-й. Да. Пациент успешно перенес инвазивную операцию на сердце и по собственному желанию был переведен в данное учреждение. Первичный прогноз благоприятен, и пациент, скорее всего, полностью восстановится через 6-8 недель. Комната 6B. Состояние стабилен. Хорошо. Теперь мы знаем, куда идти. И теперь мы сможем зайти на лестницу, как я
Rows and
понимаю.
columns of.
It's all right, Claude.
Understood, sir.
So, you managed to find me.
I did.
Well, let's get this over with then. How do you want your pictures? Shall I get some tubes to fill my face with? Will that suffice for your front page?
I'm no journalist. Well, not yet anyway.
Ah, she's but a cub. So, you're hoping for your big break. Surely this must be worth an internship at one of the big papers. Do you want me to call Thompson at the Times and get it over with? I still play golf with him every once in a while.
That's not what this is about. It's personal.
Sounds serious. Perhaps I should ask Claude to produce his gun.
You know, Charles, the person most likely to be harmed by a gun tends to be its owner.
Very true. That's something that Japs who captured me learned the hard way.
Did my grandfather bail you out then too, or was that one of the few times where he didn't save your sorry ass?
Hold on there. Explain yourself.
You're willing to listen to something other than your own voice? I'm stunned. I'm Kэti Reyne. Joseph was my grandfather.
Now I remember. You were at the funeral.
I was.
You were late.
I needed my morning smoke. Besides, it's not like Grandpa was going anywhere.
Oh, just look at her, Claude. She's absolutely fearless. That's Joseph's blood running through her veins.
She certainly has a smart mouth, sir.
I must say, you have me intrigued, Kэti. What can this old man help you with?
I don't need to ask him about that. What can you tell me about the Church of the Holy Trinity?
They seem like any other church to me. But then again, I'm not their usual clientele. Weddings, baptisms, and funerals are just about what I can muster. And I always leave early.
You bought a number of paintings by Lily Myers. Why?
I'm known to dabble in art from time to time. Martha, my wife at the time, was enamored with the paintings. I believe she first saw them at the high school which the Myers girl attended. Anyway, after the poor girl killed herself, I bought the paintings speculatively. When a young artist with any talent to speak of commits suicide, it can be a wet dream of certain connoisseurs. Shortly after procuring the art, I had it valued by an expert who determined that the value was 3 times the amount I bought it for. Today, I'm sure I would have made my money back tenfold or more if it wasn't for the art theft.
What art theft?
There was a burglary at the mansion I used to own here in town. It was all over the local news at the time.
Well, shit.
Eloquently put.
Can you tell me about the art theft?
Well, somebody broke in, stole the paintings, and got out. Fairly clumsy job. Lots of broken windows. The strangest thing was that I had a Monet, a Rembrandt, and 2 paintings by Picasso, untouched. But every single painting by an unknown local artist, gone.
That can't be a coincidence.
Agreed. Somebody wanted those paintings badly.
I assume there was an investigation.
Yes, Sheriff Truman came by with his deputy a few hours later, but they didn't have much luck. They found a few hairs, which turned out to be from Ruffles, the family dog.
Some stunning police work right there.
Indeed. There was a single witness, though, who said he could make out multiple burglars leaving the scene of the crime, but nothing more than that.
So, I take it the case was closed?
Yes. I honestly didn't care much one way or the other, given the fact that my most expensive pieces were safe and sound.
I think I'll have a chat with the sheriff about the matter, if that's okay with you.
Certainly. I'll call ahead and instruct him to give you everything you need.
That'd be great. Thanks, Charles.
Anytime. But I'm curious, what's your interest in the paintings?
I've learned that my grandfather went to Sue and asked to see them, right before he had his injury.
Is that so? Strange.
Do you know anything about what happened to my grandfather in '81?
I wish I did, Kathy. You must know I did everything in my power to help. How do you think Mary Elizabeth could afford all that expensive treatment? MRIs, neurologists, say what you will about Joseph. But he was never rich.
Strange. Grandma never mentioned that to me.
She's just too proud. At first she refused. She was convinced that I had an agenda, that there were strings attached.
And were there?
Don't be silly. Despite all that had happened, I still loved Joseph dearly. I wanted to help. People from places like this have a deeply rooted mistrust in the rich, passed on for generations. In her eyes, I had become one of them.
So that's all you know about the whole affair?
Are you implying that there's more to know? I left the diagnosis to the professionals. Mrs. Rayne accepted the health care, but asked me to stay out of everything else. So I did.
I see. What can you tell me about your friendship with Grandpa?
Joseph was the best friend I ever had. We grew up together, married our high school sweethearts together, went to war together. I can't even begin to count the number of times he's saved my life. I repaid the favor once or twice, but he came up ahead, no doubt.
So, when did you two lose touch? I heard that something happened between you and him. What was it?
The truth is, Brian Rayne happened. Sharon Evans happened.
My parents?
Yes. They ruined everything with their vile, destructive behavior. I couldn't have that around my daughter or my newborn grandson. Joseph was naive. He believed that anyone could be helped, that anyone could be reasoned with, given a chance. He was just too good, bless him. He should have been harder on Brian, more strict.
It's hardly Grandpa's fault. He did everything he could to set my father straight.
Oh, I never claimed to doubt Joseph's commitment, but I'm not going to ignore his flaws either. Your grandfather often used his heart when he should have used his head.
You say that like it's a bad thing.
I believe it is, objectively. But I shouldn't speak ill of the dead. Eventually, my company grew much too large for this little town, and we moved on. Not long after that, your grandfather ended up in that wheelchair. That marked the end of our friendship, for obvious reasons.
Do you recognize the call sign Cocky?
Would be strange if I didn't, since I was the one who coined it. It belongs to a fellow named Jimmy Cochran. He was a coward, really. The nickname is somewhat of a bad joke.
Perfect. Thanks. Tell me about Jimmy Cochran. Is he still alive?
In a literal sense. He's been held in a mental institution for years.
Let me guess. Since 81?
Either 82 or 83. I'm fairly certain it was early 83.
Do you remember the name of the institution?
Something starting with an E. Emerson, Everton, or similar.
Ingstrom? Ingstrom Psychiatric Hospital?
Yes, that's the one. You know the place, Kathy.
I do. My mother is in there. Sharon Evans? I had her committed about a year ago.
I see. It must have taken a lot of courage to do that, Kathy. Mothers have a lot of power over us. More than most of us care to admit.
I guess so. Do you know why Jimmy ended up in there?
Some obsessive-compulsive syndrome. He became fixated with circles and started hurting himself, trying to scratch the circles out of his head.
Creepy. I wonder what set him off. I think I'll check the place out tomorrow. Too late to head back to the city now. Do you recognize this, Charles?
Of course. Your grandfather, me, Jimmy Cochran. Taken shortly before we went to the war.
You guys look like you just won the lottery or something.
Indeed. We were mere children, with no concept of what we were getting into.
Do you know what this is?
A flower. Why don't you consult a botanist instead of bothering me with this nonsense?
What do you see in this picture, Charles?
Fireflies would be my best guess. They can grow terribly large around these parts.
Светлячки, ну да, конечно.
Thanks, Charles. That's all I need for now.
You're welcome, Kathy. Come back anytime.
Здесь есть
Private
телефончик.
phone. Wade must get special privileges here.
Ну, конечно, он же состоятельный человек.
Just some boring landscape paintings. Looks like Wade brought some of his old tunes with him. Just some boring landscape paintings. That guy is huge. I wonder how many cows he eats per day. I'd rather not. He'd crush me like a twig. Yeah, I'm good. Yep, it's full of trash. Figure that.
Значит, картина, по которой искупал у утопленницы Чарльз, значит, их все-таки украли. А богатые нормальные картины нет. Это очень странно, значит, кто-то знал конкретно, что ему нужны именно эти картины, и заказ был именно на эти картины. И теперь отправляемся к копам. Копы должны нам что-то рассказать, поскольку Чарльз сам навел нас на то, что с ними можно поговорить.
Hello, Sheriff. Mind if I ask you a few more questions?
If you must.
I don't need to ask him that now. Do you know anything about a weird bald guy dressed in red around here?
What the hell are you talking about?
Never mind. Do you know who Jimmy Cochran is?
Nope.
Do you know anything about the art theft in the Wade estate?
Yes. Mr. Wade phoned ahead about that. Lenny!
Yes, boss. Yes, boss.
Get the report from the burglary in the Wade estate back in '86?
On it, boss. There you go, Kathy.
Thanks, buddy.
Так, 11 марта 86 года, час 12 ночи. В имении Уэйдов сработала сигнализация. В тот момент в доме никого не было, поэтому соседи вызвали полицию. В тот же день, 2 ночи 4 минуты, полицейские, прибывшие на место, обнаружили несколько разбитых окон. Осмотр имения и прилегающих помещений не выявил никаких следов преступников. 2:20 ночи. Один из свидетелей, опознанный как Франклин Голдфарб, сообщает, что видел многочисленную свору грабителей, покидающих место преступления. 12 уже апреля 86 года, 0:15. Чарльз Уэйд приезжает в Конуэлл Спрингс, чтобы сделать официальное заявление. После осмотра дома он сообщает, что картины с оценочной стоимостью от 15 тысяч долларов были украдены. 26 апреля 86 года, 14:00. Эти произведения искусства до сих пор не всплыли ни в каких кругах, известных кражами произведений искусства. Расследование прекращено из-за отсутствия улик.
I gotta find this Goldfarb guy. Maybe he knows more about the burglary. Hey, Lenny.
Hello, Kathy. What's up?
I don't need to ask him. Do you know who Jimmy Cochran is?
Not really, Kathy. Sorry.
Nah, I don't want to ask him about that. Nah, I don't want to ask. Do you know anything about a weird bald guy dressed in red around here?
You're joking, right?
Oh, never mind. Does the name Franklin Goldfarb mean anything to you?
Sounds familiar, but I can't place him.
I'll hang on to it for now. Well, gotta go.
See ya.
Hello, Sheriff. Does the name Franklin Goldfarb mean anything to you?
Never heard of him. Anything else?
That's all for now.
Good.
Может, бабушка что-нибудь знает?
Oh, hello, dear.
Hi, Grandma. I just thought I'd...
Sure, hon. Stay as long as you...
Mind if we talk for a bit, Grandma?
Not at all, dear. What's on your mind?
Do you know who Jimmy Cochran is? He was a friend of Grandpa's.
I believe he teaches at the flight school these days.
I don't think so, at least not anymore. I was told he was placed in a mental facility.
Really? He always struck me as a kind man. Maybe a bit nervous and on edge, but not crazy.
There's more. I found out that Jimmy asked Grandpa for help not long before Grandpa ended up in that wheelchair. Jimmy sounded really desperate. I'm sure what happened to Grandpa that night had something to do with his cry for help.
You should go find the man then. Surely he must know something.
That's the plan. I just wondered if there's anything else you think I should know about him.
Not really. We haven't stayed in touch since Joseph was injured. I know that he had a wife, Agatha, and a son, James. Agatha passed away from cancer years ago, but as far as I know, James still lives in the city with his family.
Okay, thanks, Grandma. I don't see a reason. Does the name Franklin Goldfarb mean anything to you?
Oh, that poor man. He used to be an upstanding citizen, you know. Now he's constantly drinking and keeps babbling on about that imaginary acting career of his.
Sad thing. Do you know where I can find him?
He's homeless, dear. Lost his job a few years ago and never really got back on his feet.
Okay, now I know who you're talking about. Thanks, Grandma. Looks like I'm gonna have to have a chat with Goober.
Да, она же говорит о Губере, получается. Франклин
Well, gotta
Голдфарб.
go, Grams. Talk to you later.
Bye,
Это и
Kathy.
есть Губер. Отлично, значит, он типа был свидетелем кражи. Выходит, что так. А он у нас находится, как мы помним, в клинике. По крайней мере, он находился здесь.
I need a word, Miss Mendez.
Wait, how do you know my name?
It's written on that board behind you, genius.
You have the eyesight of a bald eagle or something?
What can I say? I'm a freak of nature. What happened to Goober, anyway?
Who?
The guy who had the seizure?
Oh, he ran off somewhere. Kept babbling about a religious near-death experience.
Okay, thanks.
А куда же убежал Губер и что делать дальше, мы узнаем с вами уже в следующем видео. Это видео на этом моменте, пожалуй, мы закончим. Наше расследование и третий день продолжается. И продолжим мы его, как я уже сказал, в следующем видео. А с вами был Swordplane. Всем пока!